This is either the dumbest or oddest idea I've ever done. So I have no idea how this is gonna go. This is basically first Q&A I've ever done, which means you can ask me anything. Hell, I'll be even talking about some of the older stuff, from past drama to anything. Jokes, whole 9 yards. All the above. Right now I'm sharing, so it's gonna just take me again. Give me a minute. I do not have the Emperor on here because this is just something I want to do on my own. And I don't want to put myself into a rage-induced sleep by playing Mass Effect. Hell, if you want to know stuff that went behind the scenes with older cast, go ahead. Anything goes. I'll be live for however long I feel like it. I'm bored. Want to talk. I'll even address the stuff what I think of being a YouTuber. And believe me, I have a lot of thoughts. Not negative, positive, good, in between. Just know I'm going to be brutally honest. Because, well, my pops once told me, honesty is the best policy. Well, my pops once told me, honesty is the best policy. So, feel free. Of course, people are going to probably find the fact that I'm doing this insane. So anybody in chat, if you want to ask me anything, old drama, past drama, what I'm doing, go ahead. Feel free. I'm going to give my opinion on anything. Anything goes. It's a Q&A. And I'm not going to lie to my audience, or what small audience I have. Plus, I thought this would be a fun little thing to do. It's Christmas time, and everyone knows I hate that. I won't even answer that question if it won't be. So, feel free. I'm just about done sharing, and I'll be able to ask anything. Hell, I'll be open about some things just to be for the lulz. I can say one thing, this year's been a hell of a year. Not just for me, but I think almost everybody. We can all agree 2022 has been a nightmare for almost everything. Now I know one thing, God Eater Grid's not like the best thing to use in the background, but you know what? This is all I got right now to use. I don't really feel like playing Elden Ring and putting that on. Well, it's been anime. I've always been open, I liked anime. And stuff like that. Alright. Let's move this just a bit for a second so the camera isn't that bad. I don't know if I can start with the run of Torments. Well, yesterday. I think anybody who saw yesterday's stream, I was not aware that the volume was clicked off, or the... Why did Dr. Pepper? Well, thank you, Savage Gaming Reborn. Dr. Pepper is easy. My favorite. I love Dr. Pepper. Emperor 2. When I was younger, I watched Steins Gate, which I've made public as one of my favorite time travel animes ever. With the mental part, the physical part does have its problem, and Okabe Retro. One of the things, they can't put it on there, but it is Dr. Pepper. There's a scene where he goes, "Hell, it comes in diet." So that's why. Why the off-brand? Money. IRL. it's also worth noting I don't do this technically for doing it. I like doing it for the human interactions as well. That's why the lab coat. I mean, I was my favorite character growing up. I mean, not growing up, after I saw it and piece of literature. I read all the auxiliary works, all the other stuff. Rough. Rough Savage. That's the most I can tell you that. Rough and brutal. Share this around because I wanted to answer everything. If you got anything that would be controversial, if YouTubers ask it. This is anything goes. And as I said, this is solo. I'm buying solo on this one because I just want to say some stuff that's just my opinion without being interjected by my co-hosts. Don't get me wrong, John, Kage, Samu, all guests of the panel, enjoy it. But there are times I just want to solo something, and this is one of those days. Don't worry, nothing daunting shall come out between y'all. Favorite anime? Steins Gate's in the top 10. I would say I know a lot about Dragon Ball Z because I grew up with it. I mean, I'm not as knowledgeable as like all the other YouTubers, but I'm fairly okay. And there's a couple others. This is good. ReZero is definitely on there because I find the psychological torment and everything. So, Natsuki Subaru goes through absolutely interesting. Yes, I am a fan of Cherry Dr. Pepper Conundrum. Thank you for asking me. I was just... If you see me with a normal cup or something, like, I don't know, the Hardee's cup, which you normally used to see me, I would have a Cherry Dr. Pepper in there usually. Or the metal cup. Which is all go. And as I said, Conundrum, I hope you're here. If you want to ask me anything past related, anything, I hold no ill will to anything, any YouTubers, anything I bring up, just go ahead and ask it. I think it'd be fun, really. Oh, I'm not much on the vanilla. I just like plain cherry. Just like I'll drink cherry Pepsi. And yes, SGR, I know that's kind of you. I just figured it'd be easier if I just said your usual name, or your username, Savage Gaming Reborn, which that is what it is right now. So, because of that. But of course, I don't know if people still know you as SGR Unleashed. So, if you want that said, go ahead. I just figured the algorithm would help it. Shoutouts, Conundrum. Conundrum's hilarious. He's off the top. More welcome to be more crude and crass than I am on a live stream. But hell, I'll be it when I'm really pissed off. Mass Effect 3 shows you it. I went on the most biggest rant. The fact that I couldn't even get a Solarian and a Sorry right was how mad I was. And they're two completely different species. What's my favorite type of games to play? RPGs. But you can't do that because it's not very good streaming material on YouTube. YouTube does not like that. I also like first-person shooters. I'm not the best of them. Okay, Yu-Gi-Oh! Is actually fairly funny. Like John, I like the GOAT format, but I also like the new format. I just don't like pendulums. Like the meme you saw on the Act-Man. Bright monsters on the field! Yeah, that's just it. Pendulums. I mean, I like using links. Links are cool. They got really cool effects. I like the fact that there's now hand traps, all these other traps. What makes it hard is Konami and the power creep. That's just it. The power creep. Although I do find it funny, Magic the Gathering and Pokemon's rule book has barely changed, yet Yu-Gi-Oh's gone like crazy. I wish they would go for a good format for new people or older players. It's like you put in eras. Those who grew up in the GOAT format, you play in the GOAT format, you only use mostly GOAT cards. Or you could play in an era which is today's Yu-Gi-Oh! And just say, hey, I don't want you using pendulums. Use all of everything else, and you can do that. That's kind of what I do with John. I just don't use pendulums because I don't like them, and I don't use them properly. But I used very few Link monsters, and I know he doesn't like archetypes. I do. Because, like, you have the dragon archetype. You can make any type of dragon you want to. Or you can make a blue eyes archetype. You can make any blue eyes you want to. Oh, I would say Yu-Gi-Oh! Goes on the list, the original one. The favorite ones, because it's nostalgia purpose. that. Archetypes are good, but they can be annoying at the same time because, okay, let's just face it. Right now, I'm glad Mystic Mine got banned, but let's face it. One of the biggest power creep problems we got right now is the Shizu deck and Floodgates. Yeah, but any Yu-Gi-Oh! Modern Yu-Gi-Oh! Player knows that those Floodgates and the Shizu deck right now are just brokenly overpowered. Which is why if you run on Master Duel or most in EDO Pro, you're going to run into either one of those and you're just going to want to pull your hair out. Back to the Dr. Pepper. I buy off-brand stuff like that, but mainly because of pricing here where I live in the state I live with. They love the inflation. That also goes, if you've got a political question, ask me it. Political views, anything that, go ahead and ask me that too. I'd love to answer that. I'm known for my political views and everything. I suppose people could go ask why the matter of your Kioma. I kind of stated it earlier, the Steins Gate thing. Also, older YouTubers kind of made me want to do it for a gig, and it was 2019, and if anybody remembers how 2019 was, it was a different era. God, oh my god, that means I've almost been doing this for 4 years now. Crap, time flies. Jesus. Oh, and right before when I started, Copa hit. If anybody remembers Copa, Copa was a bitch. So a lot of my earliest streams, other than, which is my oldest still on this channel, is the Walking Dead streams. I had to get blasted off the internet. Some of my older videos I re-uploaded. I'm wearing a bathrobe because at the time when I did that, I hadn't even ordered the shirt, the lab coat. Because I learned one thing on YouTube: if you're gonna show your face, it's best to have some kind of signature look, something that's usually you. Like, you know, yeah, you just leather jacket and Superman thing. Okay, this is gonna sound biased, but it was actually Gohan, the future one, and adult Gohan. And the Vegeta, because he always has massive character arcs. And Piccolo, because I think I've said it before. I'm more of a modern TCG fan because you don't have to worry about the power creep, because different formats like Standard, Modern, Mystic, as well as Commander. Yep, that is good. I'm also aware of Speeds, which is what Rush is, which is hell probably a lot easier because you don't have to worry about, it's 2 turns, the game's over. Because let's face it, Modern Yu-Gi-Oh! Can be, it's 2 turns. Whoever goes first, if you get the right hand, it's win. You'll just win, depending on the deck you are. Modern Yu-Gi-Oh! I find is more enjoyable if you do it with friends who played the older format or what format they like. Just gotta ask, don't use pendulums. If you don't like pendulums or whatever you don't like, just ask that usually. And most person will build a side deck that doesn't have that specific summoning in it. There's that. And you know what's funny? I never thought I'd get close to 200 subscribers. That just actually blows my mind. I don't know what it is about me. I'm just a Korean dude that talks to the internet. Who just blasts his opinions publicly, and it usually comes to bite him in the ass later. Well, oh well. Share this on Twitter or wherever you want to, because I'm all for asking anything goes. Yeah, Pegasus was snorting a lot of cocaine and that probably, or having a good hallucinogen drug when you did that. Made those rules. I suppose I can go into how I met Emperor John Kill 3D, and then a little lonely that got kicked off the internet. It's thanks to him. In the earliest video I have, which since it's gone you can't see the comments, I did comment it. It would be Fairy Tail is censored, which actually I am surprised is on my top favorite game console ever, PS1, because it was the first console I bought with my own money. No, let me rephrase that. I think my mom got it for me, and I paid her back a little bit for it. Now, I would say Game Boy Advance, or the Game Boys, from Game Boy Advance to Game Boy, but that would be my bias, because I played them all the time when walking and hiking. Console would have to be, it would definitely be the PS1. Considering my favorite game of all time, Final Fantasy IX is on there, and I could go all day on why I like that game. I still own the original copy I got when I was a kid. It sits on the shelf that you see it. If my house was to burn down and someone asked one thing I could save, personally, it would be that. Oh god, Final Fantasy IX's on there. That's a given. Shit. Oh, man. Well, I didn't make 200 Conundrum. If you see, it's not even that, but I just never really thought I like it, but I like to cover all sorts of different things under the sun. I don't want to stick to just one thing. I mean, if I was to go to a political channel, that'd be an echo chamber. There's a reason the Bent Sitting joke exists. I got it from Tim Pool, or the Pool thing, because those who don't know, he's half Korean and or whatever, so it makes it funnier. I do tend to make the Tim Pool jokes a lot, because everyone knows I like to be neutral. I don't like drama to a degree, but if I have to get off the fence or get involved, I will. I hate to admit it, I admit it on an older stream. Retro Gaming Star, or Retro Fusion, whichever one he goes by, it was thanks to that drama that I got as big as I was. I'm not proud of it to this day that that's how it got that way, but let's admit it. During that time, some of us who were involved in drama, we got our subs that way, and those who still enjoyed it stayed around, and some who didn't left. But say I'm not proud of that thing, hey. I could say some of my most controversial off-the-cut videos that got the biggest hits came out that way. And considering I have put up over 1,000 videos in this amount of time is the insano part. Now let's go back to when I first met what was the big, that is considered my, yeah, it's my 6th biggest video ever hitting. And it was in the subsection that I met him. And then, if you want to know when I first met John, go to his Resident Evil 2 stream, Claire's side. It was around Halloween, that's how I first met him. When I first popped up in its chat. And then me and John hit it off, really. It's because we agree and disagree on things really easy. And Lord knows how many times me and him have clashed opinions. His opinion of Phantom Menace and my opinion of YouTubers and all the above. He has a massive disdain for the Phantom Menace. Hell, I can understand completely. It's his disdain for Phantom Menace the same as... I hate to say this. Drama, I just say it. Some of it was through Retro Gaming Star drama, which, like I said, not proud of it. Some of it was through Discord. Some of it was through just searching, and I ran to, and the algorithm at the time was a lot more nicer. And I saw someone small, and I recognized, I was like, oh, I like this video. Okay, let me look, and then I would follow them, and I guess you saw I subscribed, and somehow you popped into there, or you popped in the Discord I had. Lord knows I've had like 3 Discord places that I had to nuke before I made Stern. Oh, wait, Stern. This is a good idea. Let me add my Discord public server because the links always get killed. And because Discord's an asshole at times. Hold on. Let me go right here. Okay, cut across that. And yes, I have a public Discord, and as I always said, it's just basically 2 rules. Be civil, don't cross the small line. Feel free to talk about your views of anything. Yeah, all the ways and how we're disciplined and all that other stuff. There you go, link to the Discord server. Feel free to join if you like. Public Discord. I have controversial figures in there who don't like me and all this stuff. Or we don't. It's funny how you can be enemies one moment and be good friends to the other next moment. I mean, the funny thing I know, people will see, wait, G-Bane's in there, and I gave him the master trolling. Because if there's one thing G-Bane is good at, go subscribe, is trolling. Holy crap, he's probably the most civilest troll you've ever met, and probably one of the guys that give me a fair run for my money. And at the end of the day, I can respect him at the end of the day because of the content he makes. Anybody remember how he made fun of Shinji with, well, let's call him Libra October with his, Shinji Ikari video on there? Or the, version of him taking the 30 seconds that he had in his video of him punching the walls and then put greatest hits? That's hilarious. That's eBay for you. He can take something and that's kind of stupid and make a hilarious troll video out of it, be it 30 seconds or whatever. Oh yeah. Although I don't like Caballeros. Is that thing where you have the damn pineapple in there and you put the drink in there and you drink the pineapple? Ah. I mean, don't get me wrong. There's no pineapple coconut. Oh my god. See, again, been a hell of a week for me. Thanksgiving and all that other stuff. Plus, I think if anybody ever watches one of my run of tournaments, I am so off the cuff and just so how I despise whatever game. I just let it loose. Yesterday put me in a rage-induced coma sleep after streaming Mass Effect 3. I did not know that, like I just said earlier, that you couldn't hear the audio. It probably has to do with something in the party chat. I just realized that. And it's probably on John's end, so I gotta figure out what the hell his PS5 is doing on that thing. Is it trying to mind control people, his Sith powers, through the PS5? Well, not mind control the audio? Yeah, I'm amazed you're working Thanksgiving Day. If you're working if you worked yesterday, Black Friday, props to you, Conundrum. That day is the most brutalest day in retail. By the way, nice job. You look like you lost a lot of weight recently on those. Yeah, they were brutal. This is why anything goes. You can ask me anything. It's the Q&A and I don't mind. Like I said, it can just have TTG, Savage Gaming Reborn, or as we know him, good old SGR, which... That sucks what happened when you're chilling all the other stuff, SGR. Well, what sucks is I still got the top of my teeth removed because I still have to get that damn partial. And also, let's admit it, anybody, if you do YouTube or anything, or any streaming service, I find it beneficial that you should get, and this is not me being a dick, get an actual outside job, even if it's an hour a day. I mean, that fresh air and just interacting with different people that you don't even know, hell, they could not even know you, and you could be treated like a normal Joe, is more beneficial to you than YouTube at times. I mean, there are times even my job feels like whipping me, but because people I work with don't know my YouTube handle or watch my content a lot, it makes it easier because they can just be treated normally. Let's all admit it, there's some things we want normal. The term normal is overused and biased nowadays. There's very such thing as normal. What I mean is civil. And I think it's been proven going outside and getting vitamin D from the sun does help your psychological levels. No, I did the 5 minutes. That video is unedited. That is the whole 5 minutes. The only topping you see is when we were prepping to get ready. The moment you see me in the lab coat and I popped the chip in my mouth, I suffered that 5 minutes. I had heard the Carolina Reaper was evil, and it is. I'm considering doing another one this year. If I find somebody to do it with, I might do the new chip this year for New Year's. Words are wise. If anybody does the Palika One Chip Challenge, eat something beforehand. Just eat a lot of food, and then eat it. Eat the chip. because that way you'll avoid a trip to the hospital. Although you'll want to pass out by the end of it. It hurts like hell. It can go up to 15 minutes, Conundrum. My friends who did it with me, some made it up to 30 minutes. I did the 5 minutes, like the bare minimum that you used to see YouTubers do. Now I do 15 minutes. I did the 5 minutes. I'm like, nope, 5 minutes. I'm out. I'm clocking. Plus, I was dared to do that, but I think the viewers back then. Someone said, or was it SGR who said, someone said on the Carolina Reaper, or was it Keith? One of the others said that pepper will be brutal and you won't be able to do the whole 5 minutes. And I'm like, oh yes, I will. If you say I can't do the 5 minutes, I will. And it was excruciating pain with no liquids allowed. Oh. That thing makes you want to throw up at one point. So when you see YouTubers do that, they almost throw up. That is an actual thing. Now, I don't like doing those YouTube challenges in general because they're just dumb. Am I gonna do a video of me dancing and that? You mean when I make a total clown of myself? Yes, after I get my partial. I think you all saw with the short I did. Yeah, my teeth, that's my teeth right now, and or they were, and they're still healing. I go in like a few days to actually go get the damn thing made. So I have to, once I get it back in my mouth and have teeth again, then I have to relearn to talk. I'm gonna sound a wispy. It's gonna sound like a bitch. Okay, if that just says twerk, no. No, I'm not doing something that extreme. Alright, okay, nobody, I know this thing. I just had to experience the wrath of a Maine Coon cat, which I thought was a werecat. That thing's huge, my brother owns. And it doesn't like me, apparently. And I'm allergic to cats. I have an allergy, so yeah, I hate when I go see my folks. I usually do that. Oh, then it doesn't help that the oven broke on them the day before, so we had trouble. The turkey cooking was a nightmare. And I spent 3 days sleeping on the couch. You know, this time I'll do Hanzo the Razor's theme that you used to see me do. When I do the dancing. Do I do China, China, China? What do I sing? What do I make fun of? Well, are you smoking it? Or, by smoking it, I'm not saying it that way. Are you smoke cooking it, or are you oven cooking it? SGR. How do you cook your turkey? Because there's oven cooking and there's smoking. And those of you who don't know, I do not mean heroin. Smoking is a type of cooking you can do, younger viewers. It has nothing to do with that. And I know someone that would make at least a couple $1,000s because he was the only one who had a smoking cooker, and everyone would ask him to smoke cook their turkeys, and he made like $1,000 a year. There's a female Ghostbusters game? I didn't even know that existed. SGR, if you could do me a favor, just type in the chat the definition of a smoking turkey, how you smoke cook a turkey, so we all know we have people that like to watch because we have Pothead, the Master Pothead, or somebody, we know them. Type in the definition of a smoke cooked turkey, please. Or just how you cook a smoked turkey. I don't want people thinking, you cook a turkey with weed. No, don't do that. You'll ruin the poor bird. Although I would ask anybody, do you buy your turkey or do you hunt your turkey? If you don't see that, ask it in the comment section. That's what I'd love to hear. I do like my guns. So if anyone's asked me that, yes, I'm pro-gun to a degree. I am not one for gun control. As they like to say, an armed society is a polite society. I'll have to look that up. Thank you, SGR, for putting that there. Thank you so much. Now, every December, if you want to know where the Run of Torment came from, it came from before I met John or anybody else. I was like, you know what? I don't like December. I don't like Christmas season. Everything past Thanksgiving Day, I'm not that big on. So I was like, you know what? I don't like Kingdom Hearts series right now because of Nomura's writing. So I went through that series and did a massive lore explanation and then just started drifting on that. Actually, the funniest thing, the first YouTube video I ever put on YouTube was right after Kingdom Hearts got released, so it would have been 2019 when I started the business. That's actually what made me want to do it, because I played Kingdom Hearts, and I got burned for like the third or something time. It was Mass Effect 3 burned me. Everything with 3 has always burnt me. So I was just like, and I got so mad because, you know, Sora being alive and the ending, how it undid everything. I just like, I clicked on the camera. I had a YouTube channel at the time, which is the other one. I just made this account. I was like, you know, I'm just gonna just sit here and yell, and I did. I yelled about the game for how bad and everything I hated about it for like I don't know just how long. Looking really stupid too and very camera shy. And then Copa hit and made me nuke the video. Also, that first video got me like a lot of hits, and the funny thing was, I got called everything under the sun by the Kingdom Hearts fan base. Hell, even the hard R, and I'm like, I'm not, what? I might have to emulate Sonic 06, and that's another thing I've been looking into. I've been looking into how to use OBS on the side, and how you do streams and stuff like that. So maybe stream some kind of OBS game, but I'll have to get a mic. That'd be a nightmare. But hey, things we do for our audiences at times. And then again, I also have said, I'm not really into YouTube for the money. I just like doing it because I like doing it. It's like a social experiment. Plus, I've learned that it's something I've noticed about YouTubers in general. I mean, and even myself can come to this. When everyone hits some kind of mark they want to hit, or they start getting monetized, or any of the above, you have the One Ring effect. You could literally go, my audience, I'm going to use this to my advantage, and like all the other stuff, and worry about monetization and all that other stuff, and you're gonna get a headache because you might stop being yourself. You will not be as open or take as many risks because you have monetization. And that's one of the things I found stupid about these platforms, is because the censorship will get you, and to avoid it to a degree, I haven't even did the celebration, or thank you for passing. Yeah, there is that, and you know, I would do back, and you see it earlier, when I would hit a mark, I'd do a stream on something. There's that, but anyway, as I was saying, when you hit a mark, it's like, to avoid getting hit with like with demonetization, not making your money, not only you have to change your personality, and I'm not really big on that. Hell, Cupcake TV talking about him just because the algorithm does it annoys me. But if it wasn't for the fact that I call him Cupcake TV because the fact Chris Snark put that up there, and the fact that that's what they named him, it just made me laugh, and it sticks. Kind of like Lolly October. I can never look at it the same. It's stuck as Lolly October. So there you go. When something sticks, it sticks in my mind. So there you go. And I'm not one to like to cover YouTubing drama after involving it, because it makes you... You can lose yourself in the hate or the drama really easy and slowly become an echo chamber. And you just lose that passion for YouTube at times. And yeah, like I said with the monetization thing, it just, like, it makes you wonder if it goes to people's heads or not. Because, and I wonder what the older subs who've been around there for a while, since like your first 20 subs, think of, like, man, the guy isn't as he used to be. Or I came to the channel, like, I just saw this one channel I've watched since the guy was, oh god, a long time. And he just said he was going to stop doing his ruminations or his analysis on stuff. And I was like, oh man, because he's been slowly phasing it out, and then it makes sense why. But, and the guy has health problems, but I'm just like, ah, I used to watch you for that, and that's why I originally subbed. Oh yeah, Boogie's an example, alright, yeah. But also, I've noticed the thing about YouTubing is when you get to a certain degree, you start worrying about, like, doxing and all that other stuff, and then, like, you get all this other stuff that comes with it, and it's annoying. And it makes YouTubers quit because they get scared, and most business people tell you to quit when you get that, or you can choose to endure and keep going. Which is why they quote Tommy C, when I found this trick out, P.O. Box equals no dox. You won't get doxed. What's the message of Skyfall? Haven't seen it, John Garrett. I hope it isn't one of those movies where life sucks. Everything's bad and life sucks. Ugh. Or it's like Idiocracy. That's another thing. I'm not big on modern cinema. The past few movies I've seen, I mean, okay, let's take out, because I did enjoy the new Pinhead movie. The other movies I saw were just dog crap, in my opinion. I know it was a James Bond movie, but I just didn't have a chance to see it. Also, I'm not a fan of modern cinema, as most people know, because I figured out the ending to Jurassic Park really easy. Or some movies I've like figured out, that's the villain, the twist will be this. Because nobody's willing to take a risk and throw a curveball at you. I've noticed one thing about modern cinema as well, it goes kind of with YouTube. They're afraid of originality. Of pushing the envelope. The only one that I think has ever pushed the envelope and has been willing to defy modern cinema to this day, and if it gets neutered because Disney has them, it's your own damn fault, Ryan Reynolds, is Deadpool. Deadpool pushes the envelope when it comes to what can and can't be said. It totally does. I only like Casino Royale when it comes to Daniel Craig because it's a poker game. And that whole Casino Royale, people hate Casino Royale, but I love it because it's a game of poker. I like poker to a degree. Not the biggest one on playing it. I like playing it with a few friends every now and then. Or Blackjack 21. I think it's either Blackjack 21 or poker. I can't remember what it is, but I'm big on more Blackjack 21 than poker. So I like that James Bond movie with Daniel Craig for the simple fact it was them literally playing, showing you how do you have to have a poker face and poker, the whole thing. So that was basically it, and that's one thing people don't like about the movie is there's very little action in that movie. It is just dialogue. It is monologue, but actually that's what made it fun because it was just a game of cat and mouse. Look at early Death Note where they was just monologuing and talking and then playing cat and mouse. That's basically what Casino Royale is. It's a controversial opinion, but again, I will state one of my favorite ones, Daniel Craig, is that one. There's that too. The original RoboCop. What is a machine? Maybe we want to go that far. You can look at Halo 4, which I've been playing. Since I got a secondary Xbox, which has a disc thing and emulator, and the main message in Halo 4 is, you know, it's literally, it's a sort of machine or something. You find out that Cortana's more human, the robot's more human than the human itself. I'm almost morbidly curious where Halo 5 and 6 took that direction. Because I know they're bad. And there's one thing I'd love to critique would be a bad story. Although of the Bungie games, my favorite one was Reach. Because Reach was just a Greek tragedy. Who's your favorite 007? Don't really have one. Didn't grow up on 007 too much. First 007 movies I saw were the ones from the 90s, and they were just like action flicks to me. So I wasn't a fan, and the only one I would say my favorite 007 movie is, again, I just said Daniel Craig's The Casino Royale, because it's just a poker game or a Blackjack 21 game, and it's just psychological. And I love movies that have psychological things in it. Look at Fight Club. Okay, I could just go on day at that. Fight Club is a very bleak look at today's... I sort of was looking at modern culture. Men have no war. There's no great war. Ours is a spiritual war. We enjoy access to cars and all this other stuff, and yet we've lost our... Yeah, Brad Pitt's big monologue. If I could insert a GIF in this, I would show it to y'all, because that monologue is that. Favorite food? Pizza! Pineapple does not belong on pizza. It does not. It is a sin against nature. Okay, Jacob Stuner, don't kill me. I'm sorry, Jacob. I know, or Zakage, whichever one of you likes pineapple on pizza. It's my bad. I just don't like it. Okay, is it sad that, basically, Austin Powers was just basically a parody of the James Bond concept? Only a Sith deals in absolutes. Yeah, that is true. That is true, Chris. Only a Sith deals in absolutes. Which is one of Obi-Wan's lines, one of the best things from the prequel trilogy. I'm not gonna go in all day on the hate between. Well, actually, I could. This is a Q&A. Which do you like, the original Star Wars or the OG or the prequels? I don't count the other ones because I haven't watched. Yeah, what is it, like Rise of Skywalker, Last Jedi, and shit. What is the other one that's before that? That one. Force Awakens. I think it's Force Awakens. I have not watched those. I'm aware of the lore and everything that happens in those films. Just like someone had to send me a highlight reel of Rogue One, which I still haven't gotten time to see. And just like it goes again with my thing of modern cinema, things become predictable to a degree. I like the prequels too. I do not like sand. It gets everywhere in my boots. I hate sand. It's always in my boots. Let's admit George Lucas could not write worth of crap from episode 1 and 2, and then we had 3 because he allowed to be worked with a team, and 3 is amazing to a degree. But John Williams, I believe it's John Williams, the composer, is amazing in all 3 of those films. Those things have excellent soundtracks. Also, way to go, Jar Jar Binks, you're the beginning of the destruction of the Republic. Yeah, John Williams is amazing. He's an amazing composer. He's literally the American Nobuo Uematsu, the Final Fantasy composer. Fun fact, I was looking around and I didn't realize that my favorite game, Final Fantasy IX, was the last Nobuo Uematsu game where he threw everything into making that thing. Where he himself worked on everything. Nowadays he has help with it. Anything he writes. I believe FF9 was his last solo work on composing. Hell, what's his face? The 2 biggest composer, I think, is Yuki Anano or whatever her name is. That's her anime. She was Nobuo Uematsu's disciple, like his apprentice or whatever you want to call it. If we're going Star Wars route, she learned composing and writing from him, and then she branched her own way into anime and has made tons of anime soundtracks. So if you like that woman's music style, you can thank her because she learned from Nobuo Uematsu. The guy who did the Halo soundtrack, did the jingle for the Halo. Halo also has some of the most interesting background musics. Although it's worth noting, I don't have the same nostalgia factor for Halo as I do Final Fantasy, because let's admit, the console wars, they are stupid of a concept to even still go around, because I had talked to PC fanatics. Okay, if there's any PC lover in here, you can throw me with sticks and stones and break my bones, because you're probably right. But I've had at least 2 PC fanatics agree with me. I think a console nowadays is just a prefab PC, but has a better operating system, and they'll go, because the operating system is hard to get at virus for. And most of them go, you're right, if it wasn't for jailbreaking it, that would be good. That's the only thing we can come to a consensus and agree on when it comes to the consoles, is that. And I would agree with the argument PC can be superior, but it's because of the simple fact you get the gratification of building it yourself. There's something about taking something and making it yourself that's very satisfying. I'm also not gonna let's all face it, the Steam Deck is amazing. I don't own one, I wish I did, but because the amount of ROM and jailbreaking you can do on that thing is crazy, and probably most of it's legal. Curse you, G-Bay, Savage, how the hell did you all get one so quick? Everywhere I go is sold out of those. Savage, Eldar, and all them. Not, SGR. How the hell did they get their hands on one of those? Ugh, those things are amazing. From a technical standpoint. And I probably just got a lot of flack for saying that about the consoles. Sure, the PS3 runs fast and stuff like that, but I bet people, I mean PS5. Why did I say 3? Oh yeah, that's right, I played it for 3 older generation games the past few days. But, I doubt John realizes this, but because they had to remass produce the PS5s, they took out some of the copper in the cooling part, so it degrades the system a little bit faster. So John, watch how long you string that thing, you might break it, because they took out the copper. And anybody knows anything about electrical, copper is key. Well, you would know that if you worked on computers. Also, one of the things interesting about copper is, if anybody ever has time, and you know how people throw out old TVs, the big CR TVs, if you go and break one of those apart, there is a shit ton of copper in them. Or anything like that. And copper is amazing for electrical conduct. The problem is, people who take those tend to have a problem trying to dispose of the damn TV after you busted it and took a hammer and gotten the copper out. That's the tinsy bit problem. Let's find a Jar Jar figure that announced the war, the Clone Wars, Chris Barker, that started the downfall of the Republic, where Padme is the infamous. So this is how liberty dies, with thunderous applause. God, I could go into how parallel things like that. I don't even go into how bad economy can get nowadays with inflation. I mean, I don't know how many European viewers I got that live in Germany. I gotta feel bad how bad the energy thing is over there. Ugh. As if our gas problem wasn't bad enough, and the stupidity of our government. Hell, there's a reason why I like Elon right now is because the man wants to take humanity into space, and hopefully that, and I like his space product and a lot of other stuff. No, it's just Bing started the downfall of the Republic when he announced the war with the clones. Find that little figure, and there you go. You can go, look, everyone. See that figure there? He's the one that started the downfall of the Republic. I'm just saying that you can use his meme material, Chris. Oh, this is another question I got asked on my Discord is like, why are you talking about these things? I was like, because I find it funny. It's easier to shorten a name or somebody a regular easier, and the viewer will know that, and long-time viewers know that. I mean, Keith Biscuit pops in here. I call him Keith all the time. Chris Barker, if need to be, I have to call you. I call you Chris, or Chris Barker. John Garrett, I've always called you John Garrett, or it would be because if you just say John, and we have John on stream, it makes it so confusing. So he would say John Garrett or whatever you would put yourself on there, John Garrett. It makes it so easier to for other people that are here that just can't tell the difference of who you're talking to. Read your chat more often, people. Oh my god. You know, the Chancellor meme comes in here. The Chancellor's been acting awful funny. Yeah, let's give the Chancellor supreme power. Another reason is I just thought it'd be fun to talk while I did this and just talk with viewers and not have to worry about playing gameplay. And no, I don't have, again, because I'm a cheap dude right now and my good rig blew up, practically messed up, I can't set up a StreamYard thing properly. Yay! I'm still working on how to get the StreamYard thing on my end working correctly. I think John said the other day on his stream that he would want to do lives on Twitch and then put the VODs here. And I mean, yeah, that's good in theory, but if you put the premieres, you don't get a chance to interview with your YouTube viewers as much. And again, this will go back to the argument I've had with other people. When you get the monetization, you tend to lose your thing because you'll be worried about demonetization and stuff like that. I find most people tend to have started YouTube as their passion. They enjoyed it. They didn't exactly go into it into the money. Neither did I. I just said earlier, my first video was a Kingdom Hearts video. I just threw on a video and wanted to tell the internet my opinion. And boy, did I get blasted for that opinion. But it was worth it. It was totally worth it. Because then that made my publicly, the first time that made my public disdain towards Nomura known. I could write an essay on how bad that guy has screwed up things. Look, Tweety fans who are friends of The World Ends With You, don't get me mad at you. I'm so glad that shit flopped because it fucks Nomura in the face. It knocks his peg ego down a few times. But anyway, back to monetization because I deviated, of course, because I read a comment. I mean, as I said, if you get the premiere thing, you'll lose the interaction with your thing because you won't have time to constantly look at your phone and look at the premiere who's in there. And it loses the flair of being on stream and completely interacting with your audience live. Because let's face it, not a lot of people use YouTube because it's more mainstream than Twitch. You don't have to set up all that contractions and stuff that you do with Twitch because people don't want to do that, but they can. And it's a lot simpler. And let's face it, people are simple nowadays. We don't want to do, some people don't want to do the long and hard, arduous road of few things. Hell, even on the programming angle, programmers will try to cut corners. So if you go to the Twitch pool there, you'll lose the amount of interaction. I should know, I went there. And I found it almost the dullest place ever because I didn't get to interact near as much as I did on YouTube. The interaction you can get on YouTube is a hell of a lot higher for smaller people because you're small. Some could call it an echo chamber, but like Chris, who's here asking questions, or Keith, who will be here asking questions, you can get asked those live a lot. And it's easier to interact with. Now, if you don't have the production chime and all this stuff, and you work two things and doing it that format, that makes it easier. That's kind of what I was doing for a while. Like, that's why I haven't streamed a lot this year, apart from life and stuff. When I get time, I'll do one. This month, or coming month, December, I'm making time to do it because it's just tradition. The tournament runs are tradition. Last year, I did Kingdom Hearts 2 and Final Fantasy 15. Oh, and this year flew by so quick. So yeah, there's my opinion on monetization. Anime! I've heard the term anime is losing its appeal. I can almost say yes and no to a degree. I'm not entirely sure where that argument comes from. Don't get me started on the sub versus dub argument. Do I like 50 Cent? I like some of his older songs. Go to the Hill, the jingle for... I did not know that Conundrum. They did the soundtrack for... they did the jingle for the Flintstones. Let's see here. If I do another dancing one, I gotta ask, does anybody want me to see me sing China, 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 or whatever? I'm gonna look like a complete idiot again. Ha ha ha. Shall have war with the Ewoks. Well, don't they do that in Battlefront? Again, as you can see right now, I'm not having a lot of comments, but I've had a ton of comments in the beginning. Where's Twitch? You have that problem where just nobody shows up at all. So I can go through some of these comments, and if you don't comment for a while, and just say that. A good Jar Jar figure? Well, that would depend on which era we wanted. Are we wanting to get the new Star Wars run line of things, or like the older ones? Chris, that's one thing you would have to go to, because you have to go like collector stores to little mom and pop shops to find the older figures. Oh no, him in Jedi robes. I wonder if it's fan made. Let's see here. Let me go through the comments again. Favorite food? I did say pizza. Yeah, thanks for explaining that. Wait. So SGR's cooking his with a open bag on his turkey. That sounds cool. Yes, Duel's Kingdom did not have rules. They were just making it up as it goes, and that just left room for power creep. And I do enjoy being off the cuff. Because I can say one thing, YouTube has its buzzwords, but Twitch is a hell of a lot worse on some things. Not the buzzwords, but let's say this music right here is copyright claimed. On Twitch, it will literally mute you on the VOD. So you could have this big explanation of how Dragon Age has this one thing, and you'll be muted for the whole thing on the VOD. So if the viewer hadn't seen you live, they won't have heard what you said. That's the problem with Twitch on certain VODs, is you can actually get muted, and people lose context to what you said. And now there's a society context matter. No, it's actually from the original. Also, it's from the original line of the Star Wars figures. Oh, that's nice to hear, Chris. How much is a Revan figure nowadays? I swear to God, if I ever got sent a Revan figure, I would be through the moon. Because everyone knows my bias towards Revan, and that Revan's my favorite Star Wars character. Even though he was the original OC created by BioWare, and the twists and stuff like that. Spoilers for a 20-plus-year-old game. You play as Revan! And Malak is stupid Sith evil. He is a one-note character and stuff like that. If I want to compare Malak, and you want to know what stupid Sith means, Tom Riddle from Harry Potter had layers. Voldemort was, I am evil for the sake of being evil. He had no layers. Someone would ask me, do you think modern tropes to be a good thing, or something like, they can be entertaining. I wish people would use the tropes we have around and flip them on their head. I mean, one reason why I like ReZero is because it takes some of the things you think and then flips it on its head. Sure, the guy may be doing himself in time loops, but he has stop points that he can't redo, but it makes him a flawed protagonist. Funny thing is that anime is produced by the same company that did Steins Gate. And they both have the little abbreviation thing in their name. Ironically enough, no, they're not written by the same people, it's just funny. What was I watching this previous anime season that I was watching? It's been a bit of a dry season, so I caught up on a couple older anime. Modern movies, I've tried to watch a few modern movies and stuff like that. I just can't get into them. The plots become linear. I mean, it sucks when you watch a movie for the first 20 minutes and you figure out who the villain is. Hell, modern video games are suffering that syndrome now. You're getting too afraid for a twist. Take a risk. Make it so your protagonist is actually the villain the whole time and you just didn't even realize it. I mean, I wish people would take risks in storytelling nowadays, because taking a risk is make things more interesting. You might get blasted for it, you might not, but taking that risk, you do actually make a good story. Believe it or not, some of the only places I know where writers are willing to take a risk is literally fan fiction. They'll take something and flip it on its head. And then some of those writers will go on there and make an actual book, because they use fan fiction as a learning platform. The ones who've got tough skin and just don't leave, they'll take what they learned, the constructive criticism from the people that read their thing, be like, okay, I suck at doing this, I'll do this, I learn, and then go make a book. Dev arts are the same way, some of them are. So, there's that. Although if you ever go down that rabbit hole, that's a rabbit hole you'll go down to and you might not ever recover from. Let me save this. Put this in a fucking... Did I put this in someone else's server? Glad to see you put that on your listed items, Chris. Oh shit! Wrong thing! What was that question? Oh, I just said good job on the, on finding what you liked and putting it on your list, Chris. And I was saying, oh, I gotta put this thing in links. It's the 170 47 figures. Ah, well that's interesting. Wait, is that how many you own, Chris? Please, Lord, nobody asked me to take off my shelf. What else on the shelf? That would be a nightmare. Because if I was literally do a what's on my shelf video, we would have a very long video. Chris, you know I'm not big on Facebook, but I'll try to look. To me, I use Facebook for the marketplace. But yeah, my first video was Kingdom Hearts. Yu-Gi-Oh! Format comes in whatever era you liked playing, in my opinion, too. And no, I haven't watched any of the modern Star Wars TV shows. I don't know what do you call it. Am I lazy for not watching modern television thing? Vintage coffee. I like coffee. Oh wait, that's a character. Darn. And I had to refresh my screen. I will say the entire time I've been on YouTube, meeting everyone I've met through the social things has been very entertaining and an enjoyable experience. How you get your opinion for different communities and all that other stuff from dislike of Phantom Menacers, which I'm on the fence about. I don't like that to a degree. I could go on a rant on one of them. I think I saw that just didn't understand lore of certain video games that I know of, which that's a video I'm saving for when I get my partial. Woo! Boy, do I have an opinion on one of them. But I still gotta get through Mass Effect 3. And today is the day I just don't want to do that because I blew my voice. Got 2 years yelling. Mass Effect 3 comes down to the writing, like I said before. Warp Drive doesn't work like that. Get woke, go broke. You know what's funny? That whole figure argument is really interesting. If you don't like a character, don't buy it. But if they make a new line of Revan, that's, like I said, a new line, has Revan from the Old Republic in it, fully fleshed out, designed, I don't care, I'm buying that thing, and it's dirt cheap. I'll buy it. I don't care if it comes from a woke line, but if I don't like the character, don't buy the character. It doesn't mean you have to hate everything. I mean, I can give you an example. The Gundam model I have on my shelf is the Barbaros from Gundam Iron Blood Orphans, which is a really good Gundam show because it's a standalone and it just shows the concept how bad Child Soldiers is. See, Chris? Just because something's woke and everything's bad, if you like one thing about that, doesn't mean you don't have to buy it, chalk it off completely. I mean, somebody could. I mean, look at Kylo with the mask on. If you think if that suit looks badass, buy it. I mean, people could buy a new Darth Vader figure because Darth Vader is badass at times, but if people like the way the figure looks, buy the figure. I was going on the argument like I only have one Gundam model I put together on my shelf because I like the Barbaros unit. I have one Dragon Ball Z figure on the top of that because I like Bardock. Okay, now the two other anime figures that haven't been shown up yet, I just bought for the heck of it, but because I liked the way they looked. I have the Lego thing I put together, the 3 Star Wars ones you've seen. I like those ships. If I had the money, I would buy the freaking Destroyer. The original one, you know, the triangle thing. I mean, I have Haseo from Dot Hack on my shelf that came with the thing, but I'm glad I didn't have to buy it. I still popped my other 3 drinks of the Zelda glass that I have for New Year's or whatever that I need to drink for New Year's. And when I popped this Ganondorf because I made something, I can't remember when I did that. So yeah, if you're talking figures, just because you don't like it doesn't mean you don't have to. I mean, just because, okay, if you don't like the character but the design looks badass and you want the figure because it's a badass, buy the figure. Don't feel ashamed. Be like, look, I know nothing of this figure, but I like it because it's a badass figure. Yeah, you like the figure, Chris. Even if they said it was a bad character, if you like the way the figure looks and you like the thing in general, buy it. Hell, you could know nothing of a friend. I can give you an example. There's a Fate Stay Night. I mean, there are tons of the servants I like, but there's tons of outfits. I know some people that don't even know Fate Stay Night, but they're like, I like that Alter Saber figure. I'm gonna buy that Alter Saber figure. They know nothing of it because they buy it because it looks like a badass figure. Or if we want to go movie analogies, there are people that have never watched Aliens but like the Xenomorph, certain Xenomorph designs and buy it. Even the ones from the really bad ones, the Alien movies. Or Predator is an example. I could go down the list. I've also learned that fan bases can be a bit tribalistic at times. It's, oh, you don't like this thing, well then you have to because you don't, because you like it or whatever. Like, let's just say Revan again. You like Revan, they say it's woke. You clearly are on that side, and I'm gonna go, I like Revan because I like the character on this one game, and I like the way I customize it, and I like this thing because it looks badass. That doesn't mean I like everything about that. I like something because I like it. I mean, I hate the tribalistic mentality, and I try to stay away from it, but even I suffer from it at times. Just because I despise Kingdom Hearts 3 with a burning passion, or a couple of really bad games, or even Mass Effect 3 with a burning passion, if you enjoy those games, then I'm glad for you. But if I'm going to stream it and critique and blow the shit about it, that doesn't stop from the fact that if you watch me and I'm blowing up your favorite game and you say, hey, I like that game, well, good for you. You like something. And I'm not going to take away from the fact you like it. I can give you a personal opinion, personal story. John likes Mass Effect 3 because it was his first Mass Effect game. I do not like it because of the writing. But since that's his favorite game, I'm not going to force the opinion that, yeah, it's bad. You heard me on the stream. You're the exception. It was your first. I didn't technically blow him up for saying Mass Effect 3 is a terrible, terribly written game. It's a shame you like it, like most other people do. If you like it, you like it, and that's a good thing. But because I don't like a Mass Effect 3, that's my opinion. I don't like Kingdom Hearts 3, and don't want to support most of the Kingdom Hearts franchise after 3. That's my opinion. That doesn't mean that from my opinion, I don't like Tetsuya Nomura. That's, again, my opinion. Because of my opinion, and if I point out all these flaws, does not have to stop you from liking something you like. And I cannot stand that some people do that. Like, just because my opinion kills your buzz of it doesn't mean you have to stop liking something. Enjoy it. They're very tribalistic, the Phantom Menacers are. They're the definition of tribalism. And I can't stand that mentality. Just because I don't like something, you shouldn't like it. Okay, Chris, you're gonna blow me up and nuke me from orbit and make sure I get exterminatus for the opinion I'm about to say, and all viewers that pop in here at night, you're gonna exterminatus me so bad. If you like Last of Us 2 and anything about that horrible game, I'm not gonna diss you. If you like the story of that badly written game, that's your opinion. I don't like it. If you like it only because of the gameplay, good for you. But even good gameplay can't stay a whole really bad game. But that doesn't stop the fact that you enjoy it. Good for you. I'm glad you enjoy a horrible product, because people need to enjoy things nowadays, even if they're bad. Okay, now you can blast me. But no, I still don't like that game. You want to hear me rant for 10 hours? Go ahead, watch The Last of Us 2. Well, good for you, Chris. I'm just pointing that out, for example, because I know if a gamer pops in here and they heard me say that, that is the biggest version of heresy. I have signed my death warrant for a little bit. Oh God, who popped in here? Don't burn me alive. I might have a speak of the devil moment. Oh, yeah, when I do stream Mass Effect 3 again, expect more ranting! I just don't want to go into an anger-induced sleep. Oh, yeah, and also if anybody asks, when are your VOD-type videos coming back where we see your face again? When I get my partial. Though I might do a dancing, looking like an idiot video for New Year's Eve. I might even put Hanzo the Razor theme in the background. So I gotta figure out how I can get a better mic system set up, because the camera I use just does not pick up my voice that well. Well, good for you. I don't know if Power of the Force wasn't liked, that line, but if you liked it, I'm glad you like it, Chris. Again, we can have debates and say how we don't like certain things on Star Wars, and you like it, and I don't like it, but that doesn't mean I don't dislike you for liking something. That's good you like it. I don't like it. But I'm not going to be like a Phantom Menacer and just call you a horrible person for liking something that's bad. That's what cinema, games, and stuff were made for. For people to enjoy. I wish people would get that concept through their heads at times. I mean, look at the Silent Hill HD remakes that people can get a hold of really easy, even though they're horrible bad ports. People now can play those. They're badly bad ports, but I'm not going to stop you if you like those games. The port of the HD compared to the original. If you like that bad port, I'm glad you would like it. They're still good games. Example, I like Metal Gear Solid 4. I know there's lots of bad opinions because they hand wave it. I think I do. I don't keep up with toy gun figure lines, Chris. I just use figures as an example and a lot of other things as an example because I'm going on this lecture. I mean, I'm glad you like it, okay? You can probably explain that to me on a different stream, or you can do it here. This is a Q&A. I'm willing to hear your questions or your answers to questions. This is anything goes. Anything. You can tell me anything, you can rant on me, you can rant on me, go ahead. This is a Q&A. I figured I'd do one because I'm in a social mood and I don't want to play a game, really. So I just put this on as the background, and again, as I spoke earlier, bit lazy, working on StreamYard, technical difficulties is dumb. I don't want to go through all that work, so I'm being a little slothful, so I'm just putting this on there. It came on oh, so that's like the first one where you got the Palpatine figures and the one from episode 1. I know that toy line now. Yeah, that's back when I think, was it Hasbro, or what was the one that owned them? That old company owned them. Yeah, I recognize that now. I saw an Emperor Palpatine from that line on sale the other day at a comic book store I go to, or a thing I go to in my a local place. And they're all collector's items to a degree. An example of if you don't like something bad that's a genre, I like visual novels. Okay, you're gonna ask me that, so I could say visual novels have a hell of a stigma, but I will. That is a video I will make. I can go down on Hunter Live. I've read a lot of bad visual novels. I watched or read School Days and Shiny Days. Those are on my channel, and I tortured myself during the early channel of doing that. Did not enjoy it, but I just did it because of the simple fact it was during lockdown. I just wanted to play something really bad. And it doesn't help the fact that I'm a really fast reader, which is why I try to avoid games that don't have voice acting, because I would probably read the line really quick and then hit go, and the viewer probably wouldn't even have a chance to see the line. Example A, yesterday, since Keith, you already could hear what was being said, I'm glad I had the subtitles on for Mass Effect, because you all could see that. If I had the ability to skip over that dialogue, I have the book, Chris. I have the book. That's one of the best tie-in books there is to Star Wars. I have even the crappy Final Fantasy 15 Dawn of the Future, which fixes Final Fantasy 15's problems. But yeah, visual novels are a thing. Hold on a second. Sorry for the unplugging of the mic real quick. Someone came in and needed to ask me something. I had to unplug the mic real quick and they replug it back in. My bad. Whoopsie. It's also worth noting the writer of that Shadows of the Empire is known for writing smut. He puts a lot of things. I do find it funny that Shizor thought he could go up against Emperor Palpatine and Vader with political power and all that. It's a definition of Shizor had no idea how outclassed he was. I like the scene where Vader is fighting a overpowered robot, and then he kills it. And he's like, "Ah, my shoulder feels," because it acknowledged he never got his shoulder kind of fixed after Luke smacked him with it, his lightsaber, and Empire. But let's go down my favorite Kingdom's Heart character, Zigbar. Why would Kingdom Hearts, on Kingdom Hearts, my favorite character be Zigbar? Because he plays stupid, but he's super smart. He is a Palpatine character when Palpatine is written competently. He points out facts and stuff like that. He likes doing things in the background. Like, he is basically a Palpatine character when Palpatine is written correctly. No, I'm not going to talk about the Rise of Skywalker where Palpatine is stupid Sith. Now people go, where do you get the definition of stupid Sith? BioWare's Dark Malik. He did not know if Revan was on that planet and Bastila was on that planet, but he glassed it anyway. That is the definition of being stupid and being a Sith. So, there you go. That's where I get the definition of stupid Sith. Stupid Sith, stupid evil. I'm gonna glass this. I'm not gonna think of the repercussion. Yep. I am all a Sith. I don't like the fact that they got rid of the concept of a gray Jedi, though. Like, why? Now it's all... like, my knowledge on the... It's also worth noting that when I continue my Mass Effect run, you are going to hear me rail so bad on how that council reminds me so heavily of the Jedi Council and how they're zealots. Oh, he says that on B-Day and Rise of Skywalker. Okay, thanks. Even though it was Ian McGregor, was it? I can't remember the actor. The guy who plays... I know, Chris, I know our opinions differ, but again, it comes down to our opinions, and I understand. I understand it's not canon and all that other stuff now. I completely understand the things. It's like the debate between Legends continuity versus the new continuity. It's a dumb opinion. Again, it goes down to people's opinions. I like the concept, but I know it kind of doesn't work on some of the lore. But to me, I like the concept. Again, our opinions, Chris. I respect that you have your opinions, but Emperor Palpatine said, I am all the Sith and I am all Jedi. What the hell were you smoking? Okay, never mind. Never mind. That was bad writing again. Even that actor, who is a good actor, still could not save a bad movie. Now, I understand it's a bad movie. I haven't seen it personally. I know it's a bad movie because I looked at the script and how it's written and stuff. But just because it's like Keanu Reeves. I mean, if you watch 47 Ronin and you like that movie is a bad movie. Keanu Reeves, even though it's Keanu Reeves, he kind of does try to carry the movie, but he can't save it. No, oh, Ray says that. Okay, I thought that was Palpatine's line. That Palpatine really would have been smoking something if he said he was that. Woo! And what was I saying? Crap. I just lost track because I read that. Ugh. This again goes with stream of consciousness. What was it? Getting that part done and that part. Opinionated. Oh yeah, it was the a good actor can't sometimes save a bad movie. Yeah. Just because you have a good actor in a bad movie doesn't mean he can constantly save the bad movie. It's still going to be a bad movie. And that bad movie, that actor might be the only thing good about it. Keanu Reeves in 47 Ronin. I like some of the stunts Keanu Reeves does. Like 47 Ronin is still a bad interpretation of a good story about the 47 Ronin. That went to get revenge for their master. That's still a bad interpretation of that movie. Oh my gosh, Vishay! Oh, There's another character that's just the definition of... Ugh. But that lightsaber still makes no sense. What is that thing, a Swiss cheese cutter? You have two blades, a hilted blade thing. It looks like a Swiss cheese cutter type thing. What were the designers smoking when they made that lightsaber, Chris? For that one scene. I believe with Shad Diversity, that weapons channel, he does a pretty good job on showing like breakdowns of like sword fight styles and like whether a weapon would work or would not work in real life on these circumstances. And boy, did he mean to live in Daylight's house on that stuff. Yes, Swiss Army lightsaber. Maul would be jealous of that, whatever she had in there. It'd be like, oh, well, I have a tube. What's this on the handle grip thing? How do you use that? Is it for... You know, it makes no sense that lightsaber does it. How do you even use something like that? Practicality. It's good for flashy. Okay, if you like the Rey's Swiss Army knife lightsaber and like to see how it's been used, that's good for you all who see this and enjoy that. Hey, Kylo Ren's lightsaber is designed to look like a sword with the guard things. I can get it. It's still, at least it's not whatever the heck Rey's thing was. Okay, Kylo Ren's is a little bit more practical. It's more usable than that Swiss Army knife. I'm gonna have a lightsaber that can do this. It has a corkscrew, has this. I could make fun of that lightsaber all day, everyone. That Rey's, Empress Rey, Sith lightsaber that you saw in that vision all day because of the impracticality of it and just, it wouldn't work. But I think that thing's been memed on to death and back. Let's get to another unpopular opinion. I don't like President Biden. I would much rather Trump have gotten office than Biden. There's another unpopular opinion. Just because... Ugh. Can someone tell me what Shem depression is? That is true, the guards make it, yeah, if you were to slice one of the guard things off, like you just pointed out, Chris, it would make the lightsaber unstable and it would blow his hand completely off and he'd have to get a robotic hand or maybe an arm. Or, Lord knows how much damage a freaking blowing up lightsaber would do. The amount of crystals that are in that thing. There are lots of flaws with Kylo Ren's lightsaber. Lots of them. And the guard thing, I think it was designed to look like, make it look as sword-like as possible. But people didn't realize if you cut that off. Hi, Dustin. How are you doing? John's not in here. It's just me solo streaming. This is a Q&A, Dustin. Ask me anything on YouTube, anything related, and I'm going to answer it. Be it controversial, not, or whatever. Like right now, I'm answering all Chris's questions that he might find controversial, disagreeable, and we're agreeing on some things. So this is just basically me applying a solo stream. That's why my character's just standing there doing nothing because I'm chatting with chat. So, hello, Dustin. Got anything controversial to ask me to tell the whole world? From YouTube related to anything of the above? Because we've been talking about what you like and don't like and how Rey's, Sith Empress Rey's lightsaber looks like a Swiss Army knife, and Chris just pointed out the impracticality of Kylo Ren's lightsaber, and if you cut off the guards, it would do something stupid to you. So, yes, Chris makes an excellent point. But I just say, Do you think I should get a PlayStation 5? We got the money for it, go for it. I just pointed out the PlayStation 5 has a copper problem, and that. What? Do I want a PlayStation 5? Yeah, I would want the digital version because of that. Because I just now have a shit ton of, because I bought premium for a weekend and I ended up getting over 200 plus premium games from PS Extra Plus. So yeah. If you want a PS5, go ahead and get one. Why is Kyo simping for a fascist? Okay, explain. Are we talking about Trump or Biden? Which one? That's just my political opinion, a little bit. I'm not simping for any of the above. I'm just saying things could have been different. Okay. And Chris, if that's your opinion, that's your opinion, and my opinion, my opinion. If you don't like the guy, you don't like the guy. That's good, respect your opinion. Everybody's entitled to their opinions, as I stated earlier in the stream. But, in case you don't know, Dustin, the PS5, if you buy the digital one, or I'm not sure if it's a disc one or a digital one, Shiku did a really cool video on it, saying, with the copper removal thing, how it can, like, instead of it lasting 7 years, it'll last 5 years. Oh, economics. A little bit. But again, he has his stupidity flaws. The damn dude wouldn't shut his mouth up. If you would shut your mouth and quit using Tweetland to the max and make yourself look like a damn idiot and be calm and professional, you might have been liked better. But no, you're a stupid idiot. I dislike Trump on a lot of things. It just comes to policies and a few other things I enjoy. But I cannot stand some of this thing. One thing he does not have very good of is decorum. But can we admit that during his presidency we got some of the best memes though? We can all agree that Trump gave the best memes. Meme material to the max. Does anybody remember those little animated stupid ones they would do? Those were great. Okay, Chris, you cannot deny that Trump was great meme material and great to make fun of. I mean, he was great to shit on and bash on and all sorts of the above. So, that's one thing I will say. Now, if I was to go to Elon Musk and move there, I like the fact that he has Tesla rockets and the fact that he bought Tweetland and unbanned everybody. Now, Elon, if you're watching this, but I'm too tiny, look at the Phantom Menacers. If you want to ban somebody for breaking rules, look at Ryan Kennel and all them up there. The Phantom Menacers could use a banning. Chris, do you not agree on that? Since Elon Musk has Tweetland, he's unbanning all these people and banning people that deserve it. You think he should ban a few of the Phantom Menacers? Because a few of them have broken the terms of service. Come on, somebody answer that question. That question's like one of the big ones I've wondered when it comes to the Phantom Menace. And Chris, you're the biggest Phantom Menacer guy I know on this entire one of my viewers. You think they should get off? Elon should ban them on Tweetland? And haven't they broken a lot of tweet rules? Okay, thank you, Chris. Thank you for giving me your opinion on that. Because you know the best about them on Tweetland than anybody. Thank you. They do. They do. They do. They're like a hive mind of eating each other and causing all sorts of weird shit. And I hear they're worse. They're bad on YouTube, but they're worse on Twitter. And from what I understand, on Twitter they break all sorts of guidelines. So, Elon, if you're unbanning all these other people, ban these horrible people. You already did it to H3H3. Come on. Geeks and Gamers are one or the other. Just slapping one of them wouldn't that be that hard, Elon? Come on. And it would give us all great content to make. Correct, Chris? It'd be the greatest talking point ever. We could laugh at the fact that Elon banned one of the Phantom Menacers and make it so you publicly ban him. Like you say, I was the one that hit the nuke button. Hey, and if you say that's for Elon Musk, I like the guy, I like the fact he's doing stuff with his money and a couple other things. And I cannot deny the fact that he has made Twitter super interesting. Even if some of those business decisions are stupid. We have the Twitter wars of 2016 back. The memes. But yes, the Phantom Menace do that. They like overlap and stuff like that. I don't know how bad they are on Tweet Land because I don't want to follow that rabbit hole or just see that because that looks like it'd be a madness. But I'm glad that at least you gave me your honest opinion that yeah, Elon should throw Thor's hammer at one of them. Thanks, Chris. Yeah, they're stupid. Both are stupid platforms. Oh my god, you even use Tweetland. That's hilarious. Okay, Chris, here's a good question. Which is stupider, Tweetland or the Metaverse? Controversial opinion, everybody. I think the Metaverse sounds stupider. Okay, I take that. Dustin thinks refreshing button is that. Okay. So tell me, Chris, Metaverse or Tweetland, which is stupider? Metaverse, because I don't want to be stuck with a VR thing that doesn't work correctly. Tweetland, at least it's just text and stupidity. I can just hit no. Ah! So I have another person that agrees the Metaverse is dumb. So it's dumber. Thank you, Chris. There's another opinion that's out there. What the? Ah! I got spammed! Keith, where you at? Oh, thank God, Dustin. You got the thought bot. Oh, I'm glad I don't have the side screen on there. Everyone, Dustin, save us from the thought bot. Beyond thought. Why the heck did that appear the moment I brought up Elon Musk and started talking about the Phantom Menace? Oh crap! Chris! Everyone run! They're coming for me! Ah! Be like the GIF with the guy blowing up and stuff running around him. I mean, come on, if Quantum Beam showed up and said I called him an idiot, that'd be great. I mean, Dead Metal showed up during the Yu-Gi-Oh! One and he brought up a great point on, you know, Pokemon and Magic the Gathering, and I said I agreed with his opinion because Magic the Gathering and Pokemon cards tend to have more value than the Yu-Gi-Oh card. I still want to punch myself in the face, go back in time and punch myself in the face for getting rid of all my first edition Charizard cards that are worth $2 grand today, and they were in mint condition. But no, I gave them all away, a binder full of Pokemon cards that were worth over $2,000 for 20 bucks back in the day, or 30 bucks because I wanted to buy Golden Sun. Yes, you can lull me in the chat. I was stupid and dumb. I deserve all the lulls for doing something that stupid. People would go, Kyo got rid of a couple $2,000 cards. Oh, it was more than that. I had a Blastoise, Venusaur, and a Charizard. All first editions. And those are worth a lot of money now, from the 90s, like the first print ones. Now I just want to go back and go, snack, 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 snack. And just shake my younger self and go, you idiot! If you'd saved these when you were adult, you could be a rich man. The economy is in shambles. Not wow, cool, wow, I'm sad. And one of the points Deadmau brought up was, with Magic the Gathering and Pokemon, is, yeah, I agree, the card warp is there. Magic the Gathering has a card called, I think it's Black Lotus. It's for 15 grand. There is no Yu-Gi-Oh card that I have looked up that is more than 2 grand. There's very few. If they are, they're from like that 1998 showing. So, yeah. So yeah, if we talk card value, Yu-Gi-Oh has very little on the card worth value compared to the other two. Hell, if we want to go to a show and jump reference, I would call Magic the Gathering, Yu-Gi-Oh, and freaking Yu-Gi-Oh the big three of card games. The fact that they've had the staying power as long as they've had is pretty funny. Also, I find it funny that Pokemon game that just came out in 3 days destroyed God of War's sales after a week period. Okay, if John pops up and says blast me for that opinion, we'll go ahead. It's true. Pokemon with its broken graphics outsold God of War in 3 days. And that is not a popular opinion, or a popular thing to say among God of War fans. So yeah, there's that opinion. Also, the new Pokemon game has so many glitches. But then again, that's Nintendo's, like, one of Nintendo's only first-line parties that they own exclusive rights to. That I don't know, Dead Metal. I would not know. I mean, we would probably have a problem with who is what. Hello, Dead Metal. It's been a while. And I just brought up how you had a good point on the card values. I don't know, because you would have a problem with what citizens belong to which area. Well, did this citizen belong to where it crashed at? Was it a United States citizen or was it a Canadian citizen? And do the families want them on what side? You know what I mean? You have that problem there, right there. Yeah, good problem. It creates a divide, a divisive opinion when it comes to that there. Got any other shock opinions? I'd love to hear your opinions, especially your political opinions. You have some funny ones, ML. And if I want to spice up a Q&A, if there's one person I know can do it, do it. But as far as the Canadian thing, it would be a pain in the butt because of the border. Oh, imagine if it hit a border town. Okay, I'm not saying I want that to happen. That would cause problems because you're on a border town. So that would cause a dispute over which side gets which. So, yeah. I mean, I don't even want to think of how human rights that goes on who gets what, so that's another problem right there. And then we could get to the fact that, well, what if they were in the military? Well, that causes another shootload of problems there. Well, if Schwarzenegger could go into the next election for president, I don't think he can legally because he was not born in the United States. That's why the highest he can go is for senator or governor. If it was possible, that would be interesting. But as far as I know, because he is not a legal born citizen of the United States, like blood, like you weren't born in the United States, he can't run it. It's one of the problems with the United States that we have. You have to be a blood right citizen thing. It kind of kept the thing around because we still kept some things when we kicked the Frenchies out. Although I would like to see, I will be back. Oh, hasta la vista, baby. If he said that in a freaking running speech, Dead Metal, I would just keel of laughing. Come on, give me a shot, content. thing. There's two people I know that can give me good shot content on woke culture. It's you, Dead Metal, and Chris. And Keith. If I'm going to be flying solo. Oh, and thanks for tuning in. Shameless plug. Go to the Dead Metal Media. The guy can give you some funny ass shot content. Also, where the heck you been, dude? Did Susan get you? Where the heck you been? What, Susan not like your content because you were giving good shot content that was kind of civil? Come on, why'd she do that to you? She got rid of your channel. But yeah, Demo brought some good questions up on that part. The PS5 still falls under the copper problem, and I cannot believe I had 18 probably some OnlyFans bots pop up in here. If we're only at this mark, that's gonna be a nightmare to find out if when I do Mass Effect things, how far they're willing to go. The E-Top bots. Well, then again, who knows if we'll still be around without an economic crash because of our idiotic presidency, that battle. And inflation going through the roof. I'm amazed people got a turkey. Because inflation's been insane. I can get into the concept of wages and my thing. Ugh. Bye bye. Huh. See you later, Dustin. Right, I got a few more minutes left to spare before we have to worry about possibly ending this soon. I thought a live Q&A would be fun, which has been very enlightening, to say the least. Oh no! The Ewoks are going to cannibalism! Run! Those little devils are evil in Battlefront. They're like stuffed animals from hell. Oh, wait, shameless plug, Dustin Staples. He does pretty good stream content. Subscribe to the man up there, known him for a while. on that guy. Demo Media, I think I said that before. Good shot content. Chris Barker, I believe your YouTube channel. What did you do? Unboxing? Check him out. All three. Well, I don't know about Dead Mel being a regular viewer at this point, but hey, Dead Mel's funny. Dustin's a regular. Chris is a regular. John Garrett, I had no idea what you do. So, there we go. No, it's John Raw. Well then, that makes it worse. How does his floppy ears... You know what? I bet Jaja probably tastes horrible. Because once people eat them, they get the stupid virus. The world becomes a dumber place because of that. Well, the setting in Star Wars does. Because I swear to God, it's going to take the Vulcans landing to fix this world we are living in right now. And that's even hoping that happens. Well, Jar Jar's gonna have one hell of a late Thanksgiving. Depends on how he cooks, an oven or smoker. And if you want to know about smoke cooking, watch earlier in the SGR or Savage Reborn told you all how to do a cook's turkey. And as far as Yu-Gi-Oh goes, Conundrum commented on that part. My opinion on that. A Gungan stew! Well, I don't want to eat that because I don't want to become a little bit dumber. I like my intelligence to the level it is right now. Although, I might feed it to somebody I don't like, because then I said, by the way, you just ate someone that started the Clone Wars. What? No, you have to trick me into thinking I didn't know I ate a Gungan, though. Yeah, I'll probably eat it that way, Chris. If I didn't know it was a Gungan stew made from Jar Jar, then that probably would be the only way you would trick me into eating it. And then I'd just be spitting up that bile that I ate. And you would be sitting there pointing, laughing. Controversial opinion I'll throw out there. I actually enjoyed Sword Art Online. The novels, not the show on certain things, but the only part of the show I like is the Alicization arc and the Gun Gale Online arc. And a little bit of the Aincrad one. I thought I'd throw that anime shotgun loaded question out there. Or answer out there. Because this is a Q&A. God, I haven't done a Q&A for so long. This feels weird. Last one I did was years ago when it was on the Witcher game that I was doing it on, surprisingly. Music gonna eat a Gungan stew! Gungan. You're going to eat the Gungan stew. You're not going to realize the eyes of Jar Jar Binks inside it. Now you're the guy to eat it. Okay, that's a horrible impression of Jar Jar Binks, but that's the best I got, Chris. That's the best I got. Because Jar Jar Binks has the weirdest talking pattern. No, he does not like the younglings. Well, who did Anakin kill? Younglings. Okay, any closing questions? I'm gonna be ending the stream in like about now. I think I've gone on for 2 hours. I haven't done the Q&A forever, and if anybody has any of the opinions of what I said in the stream, comment down below. I'll answer them to the best of my abilities. I like and enjoy most comments. Subscribe if you enjoy the channel. It's been fun because this has been my first solo run talking for the first time in a while. I have no idea how this will be seen. If I could get a good way to stream Revenge of the Sith emulation, I would for you, Chris. Because I want to show that scene where you destroy the Jedi Temple and the Jedi in there. I gotta work on that. But, I'm still working and figuring out OBS. Okay. But anyway. If you like the fact of how I do solo, let me know in the comments below. And if you enjoyed that, if you want me to do a little bit few more solo streams without Kage, John, and them in here, so I can just focus on you guys, the viewers, let me know, like this format and all the above. Until then, this is just the Mad Reviewer Kinema signing off. Enjoy your, well, like yesterday was Black Friday, Thanksgiving, weekend of Thanksgiving. And the next time you see me, I should probably be next week, and I don't know how long they'll be, but I'll be doing the week of Torment because that's when I start the massive 3 runs full time. Until I finish the game and I go into another bad game. And hopefully, DM me, private message me if you want to be in on that, just to sit there and troll me during the whole time I'm screaming. Have fun, y'all.